So I got the Platinum Trophy for Avowed, and Xbox was actually kind enough to give your boy a free review copy of the game. So, thank you Xbox for the code. But moving on from the pleasantries, this game actually has an insane amount of missables. Like, you better not have the game catching you breathing wrong, or that's another playthrough type of missables. Where did my head go? And right off the gate, shortly after the introduction of the game and making an abomination known as your character, there's already a missable trophy where I have to find a hidden room. And that's because once I progress far enough, I wouldn't be able to come back to this island. Sure, it's at the very beginning, so it's not as bad as the other missables, but that's a good 20 minutes that I had to add to my playtime. I mean, that's 20 minutes. Do you value your time? Well, I don't, and that's why I'm a trophy hunter. So back to this hidden room, it's not hard to miss unless you're just blasting through the game, or if you're not checking every corner. And if you're not, why are you even playing an RPG game to begin with? That's weird, bro. Besides getting smacked up by the starting enemies. And the reason I'm getting my teeth shuffled inside my mouth and getting FedEx down my butt is because of the trophy, a test of your reflexes. And this is to beat the game on the hardest difficulty called Path of the Damned. And I would be more comfortable doing 2 playthroughs of the game, but Xbox kind of gave me a 20-day time limit to make content for this game. 20 days? Bro. So for me to finish the game in time and make this video, I had to do everything in 1 playthrough, with some occasional saves coming. And with that said, of course, there's also getting a trophy for the worst possible ending to having everyone in your party leave you. So this is basically what I'm role-playing at this whole game. Thanks, Obsidian. I love getting attached to people just for me to stab them right in the back. Why are you guys like this? The next trophy is story related, and just before finishing the starting island, I had to do my very first boss fight. And as you can already tell, the hardest difficulty means you're basically just fighting a bunch of SpongeBobs because everyone in the starting area are built like tanks. I still haven't fully decided on what build I was going for yet, so my almanac of all the Harry Potter spells and this stick I found off the floor was the only thing I was rocking with. And this is actually when I first fell in love with the spells in this game because of how beautiful and mesmerizing they are. But I did end up mesmerizing a little too long because again, this dude was just eating everything that I threw at him. Once that epic boss fight was done, it was now time to get off the tutorial island and progress the story. So if you still haven't gotten the secret room by this point, hope you got 20 extra minutes to spare. Paradise. Paradise nuts. Trophy. So the one main goal that I have is to clear out as many side quests as possible before even thinking about touching the main storyline. And this is to avoid missing out on anything. And this is because if you progress far enough into the main story, that certain side quest actually fails on you without prior notice. So unless you have a save file nearby, that's a couple hours of progress right there that you have to reload. Oh man, this town is big as hell. And one of these side quests are actually bounties that you find in the bounty board, and you have to finish all the bounty boards across the entire game, and there are 4 of them because there's 1 of them in each region, and there's 4 main regions in the game. My optimistic self obviously forgot that I was on Satan's little difficulty and thought that I can just finish all these bounty requests first before doing anything else. Well, I was wrong because these outlaws ragdolled my corpse so much that all my joints not only got dislocated, but got relocated all the way to Outer Worlds 2, where they would use my remains to finally fix the bug trophies that the game had since launch. And you would think that a sane man would retreat and try to get better gear and level up some more before attempting this suicide mission. Unfortunately, I was not he. And I was probably dropped as a child. So I pounded and did the exact same thing until a different outcome presented itself. And sure enough,
stop right there. They won't get past. Nice shot. I can't.
oh my god. Oh my god.
With a good team.
Holy shit. While I was going for more side quests, I ended up stumbling upon a hidden temple. This is where I would get 2 more missable trophies in the game. And inside, I found another godlike, and finishing his quest, he'll start asking the player if they want to live inside this robotic statue thing that this dude had made. So his god will have a body when the god eventually returns? Something along those lines. There was a lot of rigmarole going on, but pretty much he wants our soul trapped inside a statue robot thing. But for the trophy, I needed to agree and let this dude pretty much kill us. So that's basically what happens. I'll be back.
Hold still now. You are about to be part of something in.
Trophy. Get in the statue. After reloading my previous save and killing the literal golden boy and reuniting him with his god, there are actually 5 total books in here that I needed to grab still, and this would be my 3rd missable trophy since I wouldn't be able to come back down here the minute I leave.
Guess his work on that statue didn't leave much time for renovations.
Trophy. And while I was on my way back to town to turn in all the quests that I just finished, I actually accidentally discovered a really cheeky method to get one of the trophies that I needed. So in Avowed, there are trophies related to things that you say during a conversation. And for some reason, all these trophies are once again tied into the rude or the maniacal options like demanding payment up front.
Well, not the gods. I should have known. Everyone in this dump has a price.
To choosing violence over resolving our current issue. Obsidian really wants us to be the scummiest person on earth, huh? And on top of those other conversations that I had to do later on, the one that I actually cheesed was for lying 15 times. So when I was turning in one of my quests, I wanted to do the lie option to progress this trophy, only to find out that the conversation abruptly ends after doing so. So when I saw that the same option pretty much presented itself and I had the option to also lie again, you know your boy had to try something. Like, it's not rocket science. If it's there, just keep trying it and see if it works. So if you might have already guessed, your boy did do this 15 times.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
My friend.
Oh.
My.
Oh.
My. Oh.
Oh.
My friend.
Oh.
My friend.
Oh.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I also started making progress to getting all the abilities for all of my companions. Well, in my case, I only have 2 currently, so I ended up doing Kai and Marcus's first. I mean, at first I thought it was maxing out all of their abilities because normally that's how it works. But for some reason, it's just getting all their abilities to level 1. Oh, okay. Oh, that's it? That's how you unlock all their abilities? Looker than they know. Sweet. I thought it was gonna be like a full level up for everything, but this shall do. Progressing further into the story, now that all the side quests were done, I ended up confronting my assassin. Anyways, I could talk it out with this guy and be a good person, but since this is an Obsidian game, I have to side with the bad guys, which means making choices that makes you feel like a dickhead. Which means having to kill him, even though I would kill him in a normal playthrough anyways, but apparently that's a bad choice. Like, how is that a bad choice? He killed me. He successfully killed me. Why am I not gonna kill him back? That doesn't make sense. Surprisingly enough, I do need more progress towards turning a conversation into a fight. So at the end of the day, I took out 2 birds with 1 stone. I make progress towards siding with the bad guys, which are the Steel Garrote, by the way, and also making progress for another trophy. So progress all around. Speaking of which, directly afterwards, I end up meeting with the leader of the Steel Garrote, the Inquisitor, what's her name? Where I was forced at gunpoint to treat her with the utmost respect. And this would further lean me towards the dark side. But this would also nab me another trophy for demanding my payment after a quest was done 5 times.
Ever the mercenary.
Trophy.
This will have to do. Now that Ludwig isn't
nice.
getting her execution, we need to spend a little more on securing the city.
And now that the first area of the main game was done, it was finally time to move on to Emerald Stair. Emerald Stair is a region filled with animancers, or I guess necromancers. I don't really sure what the difference is. And in this place, it is a common practice to do necromancy, or I guess animancy is what they would call it. I don't even know if animancer is a real word. Shit, I don't even know if necromancer is a real word. What is real? In the very first quest I got the minute I stepped into this town is to talk to a bunch of different animancers. And another missable trophy is having one of the animancers buy off our soon-to-be dead corpse so we can actually be turned into a brainwashed zombie later on.
Outsiders and travelers down on their luck. You'd be surprised how many people want to sell their bodies to animancy.
Say what you will about mercenary and military life. At least your obligations end at death.
Anyone else see a downside to giving monetary value to corpses?
Really? Oh, I've always wanted a godlike for the stables. Deal. You've made me a very happy animancer.
Make sure she doesn't try to collect till after your death.
Just my 2 cents. You know, like I actually really had fun with this game. I know it's a review copy, I know it's free and all that. They're not paying me for it or anything like that, but I really did enjoy Avowed. So if you guys like Outer Worlds or anything like that, yeah, that's just, again, 2 cents. All right. Weirdly enough, there is a trophy for killing 10 spiders and beetles. I say weird because that is the trophy description, that we have to kill 10 spiders and 10 beetles. Like why 10? And why are they both in like 1 trophy? Speaking of kills, this trophy actually makes sense, and that's for getting 15 stealth kills. And after pretty much finishing all of the side quests in Emerald Stair, it was now time to go back to the main storyline, which I then find myself recruiting another companion named Giata, which means 1 more trophy for acquiring all of her abilities. Story related thing now, but I did end up deciding what to do with this particular traitor. And for the evil playthrough, I needed to side with her. And for me to do everything in 1 playthrough, I have to do crucial decisions and make hard saves there. So after making my first hard save, I actually ended up doing the right thing, and that's to off the traitor medieval style. But choosing this route would also nab me the trophy for choosing violence during conversations.
Once you hear my side, Envoy, I think you'll agree I was only trying to help.
Draw your weapon, traitor. Trophy.
About time.
Now that the hard save was made, I needed to kill all the Steel Garrote members hiding inside the waterfall cave as well. And this is for another missable trophy, and that's for saving Fior later on, which is the main town of this area. Since the Steel Garrote was prepping for an all-out invasion on this small town, we wanted to give Fior the advantage by disposing of these sneaky little bastards first and pretty much getting rid of Steel Garrote's backup. And progressing through the main storyline, I would then pop a story-related trophy for discovering the secrets of this little temple. But shortly after that, I would then find Fior under siege, but because of my heroic acts of homicide from earlier, the town soldiers ended up having the upper hand and repelling the opposing forces once and for all, getting me the trophy for saving Fior from its imminent demise.
They tell me you're the reason our city is standing. You took care of the Steel Garrote before they could cause any serious damage.
All's well that ends well, except for the fact that I have to be evil in this playthrough. So now I have to reload my save all the way back to speaking to this traitor again, but this time I have to not harm her. Not only that, but I have to ignore the Steel Garrote as well so they can successfully burn Fior to the ground, along with my reputation. After absolutely feeling like a monster, I would then find the captain of the Steel Garrote that led the invasion, and again having to choose the options that the Steel Garrote would agree on, and basically just biting my tongue the whole time. But since a fight with the captain is what the game had intended, if I was a sane individual, I would have been forced to kill the captain right here along with her men. But clearly I'm not, so I had to talk my way like I'm on their side, and this would cause me to resolve a potential conflict through dialogue.
Ludwig told me to open a path for you by any means necessary, and that's exactly what I did. When you arrive in Shatterscarp, give this letter to Temerity. Compliments of the Inquisitor. No need to keep you any longer. Let's hope our next meeting is under more favorable circumstances.
I am not.
Hold on to that feeling. You'll need it in the days to come. Be seeing you, Envoy.
Perfect.
Sooner or later.
And the trend would continue as I progressed to a new region and purposely sabotaging the mines of a nearby settlement, for example. And at this point, I might as well have just embraced the dark side. But in a more lighthearted scene in one of the side quests for this region is where I would actually find this would-be drug dealer trying to sell zombie flesh as a form of a drug. For another missable trophy, I needed to have Kai in my party while I'm currently doing this side quest. And this would open up a new dialogue option to where we would end up trying out the drug ourselves and see what kind of high it does to a person.
You know, the responsible thing would be to try a sample. To make sure it's safe, of course. I thought you'd never ask.
There you go, sure.
Poor decisions and questionable substances with crewmates. Ah, this takes me back.
So how do you feel?
Reminds me of the time I tried to buy coral snuff and Deadfire. Pretty sure it was sawdust.
I think we've been duped. Rather disappointing. Drug dealers are usually so reliable.
But well, the drugs didn't work, and now they're cannibals. Good job. And earlier while I was selling my future corpse to a necromancer, she also gave me a collar that lets me summon a zombie to fight for me. Well, you're not gonna believe this, because there's actually another missable trophy that I ended up getting called Played Dead. And this is for wearing the Revenant belt collar and the necro pants at the same time. And in this new region called Shatterscarp is actually where I would find this hidden chest containing said necro pants. And not only was it not stylish by any means, but it was also relatively useless compared to the better gear that I already have. But hey, at least it's for a trophy, right? There's also a lever here that is surprisingly also a missable trophy, and it's something that I never thought that this game was capable of, and that's humor. Wait, what? Do not pull this lever under any circumstances. But why? Like, does this whole thing fall or something? Does it blow up? I'm gonna pull it now. I have to. What the hell? Oh, shoot.
In retrospect, I should have seen that coming.
But going back to the side quest, the other missable trophy that I had to make sure happens is making sure that this man Nungunu gets poisoned. Ngunu? Ngunu? And the plot twist was it was actually his own poison. So starting the side quest off, I had to go look for all of his former crewmates and grab them all together for drinks like the good old days. It was pretty easy and it was as simple as running through a couple pages of dialogue and that was pretty much it. Until I encountered the last mate, and she wasn't entirely fond of the idea because she stated that Ngunu had been trying to kill them all this time, which is also why she's hiding out in this cave. Wild. For the trophy to happen though, I had to find a hidden chest in Ngunu's quarters so I could find a note saying that he's planning on poisoning his crewmates. See bro, this is how you end up in the files. Like why are we keeping a damn diary about poisoning other people? Anyways, after reading this said diary, it was finally time to go back and let her know about our current findings. And this is when we get an option to do a counterplot and turn the tables on Ngunu. So by the time I had everyone rounded up in that bar, Ngunu already had bought the drinks. Unfortunately for him, the bartender asked me to deliver the drinks to them. How convenient. Imagine if there were servers in this place, right? And before I served the drinks to our lovely guests, it was time to pull the good old-fashioned switcheroo. And the one and only plan that we came up with was a success.
How are you feeling, Captain?
Can't breathe.
Trophy. Reverse guard. No, seriously, what was plan B if they had a server? Like, what then? And finally, our last companion, Yatsley, was officially recruited into the gang, which means another quick and easy trophy for purchasing all of her abilities. And now that all the side quests in this area is done, it was now time to progress to the main story once again, where I would find myself talking to some purple ghosts, who then was putting me in a series of trial like I was in a Legends of the Hidden Temple. And in a shocking fashion, once the trials were done, it was now time to start blasting the spirits with my gun. Because America. That's why. And once the ghosts were even more dead now than they normally were, that was the last main quest for this region. On the way here though, I decided to just talk to my companions while we were in camp. Unfortunately, it's not like Mass Effect or Dragon Age or anything like that where the dialogue pieces actually matters, except for some bite-sized lore pieces or something like that. It doesn't really matter in this game. The one thing that does matter, however, is your companions teaching you their craft, which in return would give you a permanent stat boost, which is always nice.
I'll show you what I can, but you'll have to do stretches in the mornings, preferably where Yatsley can't see you. Now let's begin.
Trophy. But once that was done, I wanted to do some miscellaneous trophies first before proceeding to the main story of the game. So I decided to cook everything on the menu. And at first I was very confused on what I was missing because I was so sure that I already cooked everything on here, until I found out that I needed to max out a specific skill first, and this would unlock all the hidden recipes that I can make. There we go. Trophy. And one of the side quests was actually another trophy for me. So this dude named Sansa had sent out a bunch of his assistants to do something. This was a lengthy side quest mainly because they were all scattered across all the regions in the game. But after finding the last assistant and reporting back to Sansa is when I got my trophy. And I was also cleaning up the bounty missions in quick succession, and personally the bounties were one of my favorites because it's always straight to the action. And it was actually funny because comparing all my recent bounties with the first one is a night and day difference. And that's purely because of gear, which is something that I've been meaning to talk more about. Path of the Damned, the hardest difficulty I had to do for the trophy, is definitely challenging. well at first. Because let me tell you that once you start maxing out your upgrades on your armor and your weapon, the hardest difficulty started to slowly feel like I was back on standard difficulty. Compared to my first bounty, the following bounties that came afterwards after having better gear definitely had me feeling like the John Wick of Avowed. But after finishing all the bounty boards across all 4 regions, I finally managed to clean up all the bounties the game had to offer. And after that, I was just left with not knowing what to do with myself anymore. At least I still have some side quests to do to fill the void. True. Wait, Pentiment? Oh my. Wait, what? Huh? We take those, but I still have a side quest. I guess the totem stuff does not count. So I ended up popping the trophy for finishing all the side quests, even if I clearly had one more. Which was kind of weird, but this last side quest actually has a trophy tied directly to it, so we still have to do that. Well, I guess now you guys know that you don't have to do the totem thing. Like, if the game keeps giving me the cheese, I don't mind taking the macaroni, you know what I'm saying? But it's still weird. But so going back to getting all the trophies I can before entering the points of no return, I ended up finding all the hidden Pargrin chests, which I had no idea existed until I popped this trophy. Speaking of hidden chests, there are also treasure maps in the game. But the beauty of this one is that I didn't need to find the map themselves, because I have the power of Google. Nearing the end of the main story now, I was given an option once again to either help the trader destroy the forge, which is the hometown of the dwarves in this game, or to keep it, obviously. There's a lot of traders in this game. Well, you already know what I ended up choosing, so I destroyed the gears that would have prevented the lava from flowing all over the keep and destroying and potentially killing everyone in here. And this should benefit me in getting the bad ending. I also ended up finding all the fast travel points, which was a nice added bonus because after walking around for 40 hours, I'd rather magically teleport from town to town. As for that last side quest that I have yet to finish after encountering Lodwyn once again and asking us to kill Sapadal, which is my god and also the same person that keeps talking to me in my sleep, I just had to agree with her for more progress towards the bad ending. And after fighting off a horde, I finally found the last piece of the totem, which I would then go back to my camp and make the last totem that I would need for this trophy, along with finally having enough resources to finally upgrade one of my weapons to the max. Now the only thing left is entering the garden itself, but I was still missing one more trophy, and that's to enter every cave in the game. And I could not for the life of me figure out where I was missing the last cave that I needed. Took me a hot minute to figure out that it actually doesn't pop until I reach the garden itself, because for some reason the game also reads the garden as the cave. And while I was in the garden, I ended up getting a bunch of recipes to fully upgrade my armor finally, and eventually reaching level 30, which is also the max level, and maxing one of my stats along with it. And at this point, I'm just rolling anything that comes up, and after all that blood, sweat, and tears I shed from earlier, it felt really good to finally start rolling dudes instead of getting rolled myself. You guys can't tell, but I'm actually like sweating right now, like profusely. I forgot to get water, but like I'm so close. Yeah, I'm just gonna thug it out, I guess. And scattered around the game are all these memory shards that give a brief history of who Sapadal was or something. And I'm not gonna lie, all the Sapadal scenarios, like your goddess that like speaks in your head in this game, they're all boring. I have no interest, nor do I have any connection to this god, nor do I feel anything for this god, which is actually perfect because I would need to kill her later. We remember health constantly regenerates when below 50%. Nice. But while we were here, the garden would then play tricks on everyone by showing them their most vulnerable moments again. And for this highly missable trophy, I had to witness each and every single one of my companions relive their past traumas.
She's gone. Forgive me, Envoy, but we should get going. We can talk back in camp. Later.
Sure. Not though we're all in this together in a basketball jersey. No, don't tell me. Look at her face, dude. That's my face right now. No, not that reference. Anything but that reference, dude. Obsidian really made this reference, bro. Out of all the reference, why this? Like you could have gone through like a bunch, there's millions out there for a reference. Why this? No. Sorry, I had to take a breather after like after reading that trophy reference. Well, how convenient, I actually ended up in the last camp in the game, which is also another trophy. Alright, there should be a trophy pop here.
This place seems less like a death.
Kith Lord. But after going through all the trials that were on here, I finally met Sabadal, and now I have two choices to make. And in this area is actually where I had to make another hard save before actually talking to her. After the save was done, my first choice was actually to free Sabadal for the good ending.
We will always remember this. We will remember you.
So much talk. Trophy. After the trophy pop though, unfortunately our canon ending would have her die instead, so I have to reload my game and, well, all hail Lodwyn and the Steel Garrote. This is what you wanted, Obsidian. Always remember that. Always remember that every night you go to sleep. This is what you wanted.
We are done. Unsown. Peace.
Trophy. I mean, I didn't really care for a lot of my companions in this game, except for maybe Kai, because he's the voice actor of Garrus from Mass Effect. So that's pretty much my only connection to all of my companions. Other than that, they can all just die. But now that I was in a final encounter, everyone would then start asking where my allegiance lies. And after the painful option of siding with Lodwyn is where everyone decided to leave me.
So be it.
I thought you were different from your kinsman, but it seems I misjudged you.
Trust in a Deeren to betray you. I should have known.
I knew I could trust you to make the hard choice.
After everything we've seen and done, what an awful way to end things between us. But what choice do I have? I'm returning to my people, where I belong, to prepare for the end. I suggest you do the same.
I thought we were a crew, Envoy.
I'm sorry,
You're
Kai.
betraying everything we fought for.
I guess you made your choice, huh? Good working with you, Envoy. Maybe we'll share a drink sometime in the future.
After all the Steel Garrote have done, you choose them. It was nice knowing you, Envoy. But I refuse to be part of this.
Hurry now. Find Ludwig and
Everyone
let her
did
know
just
what
like
we've
that.
done here.
Thank you, Obsidian.
Be clever. Be swift.
Love
for I
that.
fear your life is forfeit.
Right.
And be well.
Man, I feel like Itachi Uchiha right now. Yeah. Misunderstood. Wait until like 18 seasons until we find out that I'm actually a good guy. But once that painful experience was done, choosing this route would actually void the final boss fight, as Lodwyn would start looking at all the choices I made throughout the game. And the last choice that I have to make is becoming a member of the Steel Garrote myself, nabbing me one of the most highly missable trophies in the game.
What an obedient start to a long and promising career. Now, kneel before me. Receive your blessing. Excellent.
Trophy.
With this blade, I dub you a knight of the Steel Garrote and a servant of the Burned Queen. Remember thy place. Remember thine oath. Remember thy queen. Long may she reign.
Damn. That's how we're gonna end it, bro. And this should also give me 2 more trophies for finishing the game on any difficulty and on Path of the Damned. With only 3 trophies left, all I had to do was reload my earlier saves and purchasing an ability to summon a bear and to have the ability to parry. Alright, bear. Smack him up. Trophy. Yeah. 4. Trophy. And after missing 1 corrupted Audra, that should be the Platinum Trophy. Done in 1 playthrough. Here we go, boys. Platinum City.
What as it threatens our heart? We cannot fight this invasion alone. Your resolve must be ours. We try. We try.
Trophy! Dunzos, dude. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and thank you again for Xbox for the review copy. Now, if you guys want to pass that Starfield copy my way whenever it comes in on the PlayStation, you know what I'm saying? You know where to find me. But if you want to watch me live, I do stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/DoccoBell. So come hang out. But yeah, leave a like, comment, and subscribe and all that, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. And as always, I'm kind of tired right now, so I'm sitting down. Always keep it real, but not too real, because that's just boring. And I hope everyone has a phenomenal day. What? That's kind of rude. Trophy!